So where do you feel it? You want to point it?
It's like here.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's
That's tender.
Yeah, that hurts.
That hurts? Okay. How about that? That doesn't hurt? So first thing we want to do is, look and see what are the chances of it being broken, right? I mean, that's an option. If you hit it, the wrong way, probably not as likely to be here, but it could still be there. That's why I did some of that tapping, because that's usually kind of a giveaway, because it kind of vibrates, and fractures don't like vibration. So when I do this, if it was broken, chances are you would kind of jump up and not like that. Obviously, I don't have X-ray vision, so I can't tell you for sure.
Yeah,
we really want to know for sure. We do an X-ray. We can probably still look at it with an ultrasound to see if we can see anything. Ultrasound isn't the best technique for fractures, but it may show something, so we can take a look at it. But definitely here, because you have ligaments here, so chances are you somehow sprained the ligaments. Because it's very tender over the ligaments themselves, right? You don't like that. Yeah. When everything else is just kind of like, whatever. But we can definitely take a look at that to see. Me just feeling around is not going to necessarily, show it. Yeah. Obviously, grade 1 typically is less painful than a grade 3 is, but that's not a very good indicator. So we'll probably want to take a look at it.
I'm glad I have you guys. Otherwise, I'd just be. That's kind of what I've been doing. I've been like boxing, so I'm not on. Like I'm like flat-footed on this foot and this. But I can't really walk or like turn over,
So because injuries are never a reason to not do stuff.
Yeah, right.
You just sometimes have to modify what you're doing.
Well, no,
right. So would it make sense to do a lot of running on this? No, it wouldn't.
Right.
Swimming is fine. There's really no pressure on there. So just make sure that the rest of your foot and ankle are fine. No pain with that.
No.
So we're avoiding the toe just to make sure that nothing else is, There's a little bit of stiffness in that direction. I think we already talked about that last time. I'm going to ask Raji to see if she can do an ultrasound on his toe. At least take a look at the ligament and then look at the bone underneath just to make sure.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can you do that?
Yeah.
I wasn't anticipating being back here.
I see the effusion around there.
Yeah. There's some definitely swelling around that joint.
Around the joint and the effusion. The bone looks okay, the joint looks okay.
So that's important too, because if there was something questionable on the bone, then we would suggest you go have an X-ray. But this kind of doesn't look like
this is so cool.
That's the joint.
This is the bone.
That's the bone.
Yes.
Yeah. And then this is where the joint is.
That's a joint. And then the kind of dark stuff just above the bone, that's swelling. That's effusion. So that definitely tells us that there's swelling around that joint. There's quite a bit of swelling there.
Mm-hmm.
So good thing is we don't see a fracture. Mm-hmm. So probably no need to do an X-ray.
Nice.
X-ray would be the better test for for a fracture, but it doesn't even look like it. So very unlikely, not impossible, but unlikely. And it definitely looks like the ligament is intact, so that's good. So if you look at your sprains, this doesn't look like it's a grade 3, it's a grade 1 or 1 or 2. So we don't know, are there a few fibers torn, but definitely not completely torn.
So if someone wanted to come and get this done here, what would and they could just be like, hey, we want to. This wouldn't be bad information for me to put out.
No, absolutely. This would be great information.
This is pretty good information.
Because this is
because like you just said, like you're like, okay, we don't think you need to go get an X-ray. We don't think you need to get an MRI. Like, but if it popped up and you're like, then it's like, okay, now take the next step.
Now take the next step of go to an orthopedic surgeon, get an X-ray, get an MRI.
Right.
Because we're definitely seeing something there.
It's just if anything deeper that we need to check, then the MRI is needed.
So any kind of injury like this, the sooner you ice it, the better it is, because that stops that process from just going haywire.
Okay.
Then there comes a point where it's not an active swelling process happening anymore, but you still have some stagnant swelling there. Well, when it goes to that point, you can do heat because now you just want more circulation to get rid of it.
Right.
Where do we think you are? And typically they say 48 to 72 hours, but that process really, that's a wide range. You know, looking at the way it is and the fact that you're still doing stuff with it, I would still ice it.
Okay.
This is still, you know, feels more like kind of an active process rather than, just kind of stagnant stuff that we need to, you know, just get rid of. So,
Okay.
yeah, I would still ice it.
Okay.
Yeah, ligaments intact, bones intact, at least from what we can see.
Both are kind of limited, but
Mm-hmm.
obviously we want this to match up to that, right? And then this is the most underrated thing that most people don't even think about, man. Push off, sprinting, just being explosive, right? Like that little joint there does a lot in terms of just normal walking mechanics too, right? Because if you don't have that, that changes a lot in terms of foot mechanics as well too, running, sprinting, and things like that. But how did this happen again?
I'm really not sure. Just throwing like a push kick, like, and it hit something, and I immediately responded. That's what I was telling him. Like I thought it was bad because I immediately responded, like kind of gimped off, you know,
Kind of limping on it.
Okay.
But we know that there's no damage, so we can work on it.
Go ahead, lay on your back real quick. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, you have no idea. I'm telling you, like the people that I train with, I could off the top of my head like 5 people that have waited, like, because I was telling you in jiu-jitsu, everybody's messed up.
Sure.
Everybody's knees, ankles, all their joints, and they'll wait for MRIs for like to go through the whole process with the doctor. And that's what I was telling you guys back there. I didn't know that this was even a possibility.
You know, with an X-ray, with an MRI, so you're looking at $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, right?
Yeah, right.
And probably at least a month process, if not
Right.
longer.
Right.
Or you can come here and good, pay me. If we do the full evaluation and the ultrasound is $200, and we do it right then and there.
And you know,
And we know, and we
Yeah.
can show you. Because an MRI, you don't even see.
And you get set
don't
up.
see the out. Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't see. It's like,
you
here
don't.
we'll show you.
You don't.
Bend that knee. Push down like this. And I want you to put pressure on that heel. Down. Yep. Alright. And then now what I want you to do from here, I'm going to just put a slight pressure here. Try to go up on that toe. Lift that heel up. Extend through that big toe. Push downwards now. 3, 2, 1, relax. Again, push up like a calf raise. And up. 3, 2, 1. One more time. Push up. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Okay, walk around to me.
Actually, a little bit better. I feel like it bends better.
So we talked about your big toe, right? It needs to be able to extend in order to do push off,
Right.
landing. Especially for your sport, right? You need to be able to have that, right? Because otherwise you're going to be flat-footed pushing off.
Yeah, right.
You need to be able to be here, right? So we need to improve that big toe extension for you. So like the calf stretch I showed you, right?
Yeah,
Keeping
yeah.
the heel down. We're gonna keep actually now like
The toes
half
down.
your foot, right? Where we're getting that big toe extension, and I'm having you lean forward. I might even have you push off a little bit if you can tolerate that. If not, then we'll just keep it here. But then we're gonna get to the point where you can do this. You're gonna get maximum extension out of that big toe there.
Okay.
Go ahead and try that like 20 times. Much pain. If it's like slightly uncomfortable, that's the feeling we're going for. For 5, 4, 3, 2, back down. And we'll go again. And the last one will go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then walk around to me how you feel.
It's a little bit sore now.
Expect it to be, right?
yeah,
So it's kind of finding that balance of like,
Tired.
if it's like super painful, right, then we did too much, but then you do want to, I would do that a couple times throughout the day. Any questions about any of that, man?
No, so do that a couple times a day. You're saying?
100%. Yep. A couple times a day.
Okay.
And then slowly start getting, I don't know if you can do a calf raise right now. We'll try to see.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
To be honest.
But that's something that.
Well, like assisted. Like I'll do them in the pool.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And like what I'm looking for here is like big toe extension, right? being able to go push through that big toe, and that's probably a little limited for you just because of the pain. Like this happened pretty much last week, right? So,
Yeah, it's achy. It's like,
yeah.
but it feels better to, like, it hurts, but it feels like I have more range of motion. Like I'm able to it's achy, but I'm able to like get my toe to.
Yeah. As opposed to before you walked in, right? It's probably
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
And that's what I would probably start off with, isometrics with injuries like this, especially if it's pretty acute. Isometrics, move your way down to eccentrics, and then full range of motion there.
Definitely.
Yeah. The message of the day is come to spine rehab for your aches and pains. If you have a acute injury, and,
Do something about it. Don't let it linger, and don't wonder, is it something bad? Is it not something bad?
Right, come in and get the ultrasound.
Because what happens if it's bad, you would have a tendency to work through it and maybe make it worse.
Right.
Or when it's not bad but it hurts, you're like, okay, I'm just going to hold back and I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah, right.
Well, then you're resting too much.
Right.
I mean, it's this helps to come with the right dosage of what you should be doing.
And like now I know it's like there's going to be some uncomfortableness, and that's okay because it's not a tear.
Yeah. So you want it to be kind of like the last time, productively uncomfortable. So it should be a little bit of a struggle because of the stem to move your toes. How's the intensity on a scale of 0 to 10?
Right now it's at like a 5. Probably about a 5.
So we'll go up to a 7. Lift your toes up, just keep it moving. It's definitely part of this treatment. It's not just there sitting passively doing nothing, but it's kind of working through that.
Alright. This one's kind of hard, right? So
No, it's all good, bro. No warm up. You're on the spot though, man.
Yeah.
Pressure's on.
Alright, so fast, out.
Slow, man. Okay. Beautiful work.
The goal is to not touch the floor when you come here. Boom. And here. But if you have to, just tap and then get right back in it.
I like that.
And minimal arm movements, minimal trunk movements.
I'm trying.
Yeah, no, I know. That's the goal.
Last one. Yeah, thank you, brother.
Sure, you're welcome, man. You're very welcome.
Yeah, I'll be here next Wednesday.
Sounds good. All right, AJ. Have a good one, man.
Yeah, thank you, man.
You're welcome.